Okay, we're back. Let's work problem number 8 in our packet. The instructions here say inscribe circle within triangle A, B, and C. Okay, so there's our triangle. We do not know the legs. We do not know the hypotenuse. We don't know anything like that. All we know is that it's a triangle. So we got to find the center spot. So let's find, remember how we struck an arc. So to find the bisect an angle. So we're going to do this in a couple of areas right here. One is we're going to bisect B, A, and C. That two line angle there, we got to bisect that angle. So I'm sure you guys remember that from our problem before. So we're going to set an even arc across there. We're going to come on out. We don't want too much stuff inside so we're going to set that point, make us some arc, and then we're going to set it same distance, and we're going to make us a cross section right over here, and we're going to set our point right there where it crosses. And we know that point A is already used as a center. We just need to bisect this angle. Let's go ahead and go through it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do the same thing with regards to A, B, and C, with B being the center. Here's how we're going to do that. So we're going to get our even points from point B. Strike an arc there. And then we're going to kind of stretch it out a little bit. We want to keep this inside nice and clean. So we want to strike outside the triangle. So we're going to cross out here. There's our second little part. We're going to cross out there. And you'll see right there where they cross. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's kind of up there a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and set our point where it crosses. It should be somewhere right in there. And now we've got a point from point B through that. There we go. Now we've got a point right down the pipe right there. So if you set that center point, we're going to go ahead and mark that as, and I'm sorry, I'm moving my paper all over the place, but that point, we're going to call it point D. And all we want to do is set our point from there to the tangent line. Remember, tangent means touch, don't cross. So we want to set our point to that tangent line. And let's see how our math come out. Oh, could use a little bit. Let's see how our math came out. There we go. And there we have a circle within the triangle. This one's going to take a little practice as well. You guys hop in there. Let's have fun with this one. See you on the next one. Alright, let's get back to it. Here is problem number 9. We're going to divide this line from A to B. We're going to divide that into 7 equal sections, or 7 equal parts. Okay. First thing that we want to do is we want to create us a nice long line from point A. Does not matter what angle it is, anything, just go from point A and just get it on out there. That's going to be line C. Okay, does not matter. All we want to do is use this line to section out 7 equal parts. Now, here's what I've done. Now, obviously 7 inches is too long, but I can equal 7 millimeters there, or centimeters, I'm sorry. 7 centimeters. We're going to try it like this. I'm going to show you an old welder's trick. So I'm going to mark it right there, and I'm going to mark it at each one of these points. I hope you guys can see that. So make sure there's 7 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sections, okay? And we don't have to label each one of them. Just have each point where you could reference it. They're equally spaced apart on this line. But we want to divide this line into 7 sections. So what we're going to do is that we're going to make a line from point B to that last point. Now we got to parallel. That line has got to be parallel. Each line is parallel to this line from this point to this point. It's got to be even with it. So let me show you an old welder's trick here, okay? Now I've got to set this parallel with it. You see how I've got my, and this is just a little triangle that I cut out. It's an old folder. I just need something to mark with. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to slide it over there till I get to that second part. And I'm making a mark. Sliding it over there to that next one. Make sure it's parallel with that first one. You see what I'm talking about? It takes a little work. See how it's leaving? Even with it. Now I'm going to come over to this next one. Even with it. Come over to this next section. I'm even with it. Slide it over. Catch that next section. All we're doing is mimicking this parallel section. You see how these are wider than these? It's because we're taking that. All we got to do is be parallel with that. Right there where it crosses. Make a mark. Having a little trouble with this. If you need to reset it. Don't worry about it. Takes a little practice. Even an old guy like me has to get. And then we're going to be parallel with that, coming a little further down. Right there. And here's that last one. So those lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We counted out 7 on this. Now we've divided it into 7 equal sections right there. Let's practice with this. If you got to give, if you got to connect the dots, if you got to get them like that, that's fine too. That's fine. Get them across there. But all I want is this line A and B divided into 7 equal sections. Check that bad boy out. Let's play with this one a little bit. Take your time, don't rush it. Alright, on this one we can take care of both number 10 and number 11 on your packet. So you guys pay close attention. This one's probably my favorite one of the whole packet. It kind of reminds me back of my days when I was picking up on drafting. You're gonna be given a circle there with the horizontal axis going right down the middle. We want to go ahead and identify the vertical axis, okay? So we're going to set our compass and we're going to let's call this A and B, okay? So we're going to set and we're going to bisect this. We already got the circle, so we got 2 endpoints here. But we want to bisect this, so we want to go, once again, a little bit past half, just a little bit. And we want to strike a mark. Make sure you keep your point down. That one slipped away from me. Just like so. And we want to do the same distance with point A. Strike an arc, and that's what our piece should look like right there. So if you'll notice, I've got a intersection here, an intersection here. I want to go ahead and set my points. Set my points. Then I'm going to grab my straight edge, my ruler, whatever. Set your lead. Reach over there, make sure you're right down the middle. Now we got 2 sections. First thing that we're going to do though is we're going to section the pie or that shape circle into 6 pie sections. So we're going to disregard this line first. We've identified center. Actually, I should have that off. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. I've already got it identified there, so we're good. But I want to take our circle and we want to divide it into 6 equal parts. And what we're going to do is take the radius from the center, from center point to A, from B to the center point. Make sure you hit it on the money. And that point is going to give us 4 locations on the circle. And we're going to reach right around and we're going to catch the bottom end of it. Then we're going to turn it around and we're going to go use that same distance from point A, and we're going to mark these spots. Okay, here's the way to check that. I'm going to set my compass point A to there. See how it matches? We're going to take our compass from that point. See how it matches in there? And if it matches with it halfway, it's going to match all the way around. So now we've got our points where we can divide this into 6 equal sections. So we set our points, and we should cross, if you set your lead there, we should cross the center point to get that other side. There we go. Turned out pretty good, even for an old welder like me. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections. Now let's get back to that piece that we threw up on there. So I'm going to set that piece up. You see how we got the cross section, or how we bisected that line? See how we're turning it into 12? So that same distance that we marked off in this direction, now we're going to use the 90-degree section and we're going to mark off that area. Same thing at this point. And now, if we set our points correctly, set our points all the way around the circle, now we can go point through the center to the other side. Same thing right here. Point through the center. Now we've got 12 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This one's my favorite one. This one you're going to need. Okay? Just think about this as a tank. And you got an outlet coming in at 30 degrees. You're going to know how to set your points. Check this out. 90 degrees from this point this way, divided by 3 sections. 90 divided by 3, there's 30 degrees. There's 60 degrees. There's 90 degrees. Pretty exciting stuff. Guys, practice with this one. Okay, here's problem number 12 on your packet. The instruction says construct a line parallel 1 inch above line A and B. 1 inch above this line. So I went ahead and, like I told you, I had this mat underneath here. And so I've got my compass already set at 1 inch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist my paper around because it's easier for me to work that way. But it doesn't matter anywhere on this, it doesn't matter where. anywhere on this line. I like to get on this edge, and I want to construct an arc. See that arc right there? We want to construct two 1-inch arcs. Now remember what we talked about tangent lines. Tangent line means touch, don't cross. So I've got my tangent lines looking like so. I'm going to set my point at the furthest point out, and I'm going to look at my other piece, and I've got a line I know that's going to touch and not cross the top. So I know, let's check it with the ruler here. Let's see if, oh, Sonny Boy's got it. Look at there. 1 inch, 1 inch. We're on it. We know that this line is parallel this line here is parallel 1 inch above that line. Now, had the instructions say make this line equal to A and B, it does not say that. It just says construct a line parallel 1 inch above the line. So we're going to make it a random length. It's 1 inch above the line. Let's practice with this one. Okay, folks, we're almost getting there. Let's work problem number 13. And this instruction is going to be make an equilateral triangle between lines AB and C and D. So you see those marked there on the paper. We're going to have a given here. The given point is that these two lines are parallel with each other, okay? So you're going to have to trust me on this one, okay? First thing we're going to do is we're going to bisect line A and B. So we're going to get it over there. Remember the rule. If you want to do it right in the middle, just go past halfway just a touch. It's going to help us get there. Then we're going to strike an arc here. And we're going to go all the way to point A, the end of the line. And we're going to get us a couple of marks there. Now we've got two marks indicating these two little, oh boy, cross sections there. And we're going to get us a straight line. And remember, all we need is a line between A and B. So these are all 90 degrees here. Okay. So we've got that line written there. Now we're going to take our compass and we're going to go anywhere below this distance here. We want to be somewhere right in there, be just fine. Don't worry, we're just getting some reference points here. And we're going to make a mark. We're going to take an arc, half of an arc, all the way across, just like so. We want a couple of points here. We want to make sure, we're going to call this C, D, E, and F. Okay. So with that same distance there, we're going to go to E. Set our center point, and we're going to make a mark. Same distance from F. Going to make a mark right there. Now we've got 3 points here that we've got to tie in. So let's set our point, 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 and we're going to tie in the center point here, center line. Just like so. Set our point, catch that center line. And folks, we have an equilateral triangle. Check it. Check it. Make sure you like it. I'll go from N to N. From N to N. From N to N. So we've got it. Equilateral triangle. Practice with that one. That one's number 13. See you on the next one. Okay, we're back. This one is problem 14, and it's very simple. Do not know the size of this circle. It's just a random circle, and the instruction is find the center of the circle. Pardon me. All right, so we do remember how to bisect the lines. So I'm just going to make a couple of lines there. No rhyme, no reason, no nothing. Just check how this works out. Super simple. We're going to identify a couple of points here. 1, 2, 3. We're going to call this one A, B, and C. So we're going to bisect the lines again. You guys are going to get pretty good at this, okay? We're going to bisect B and A. Make a mark. Oh, sorry about that. Got a little confused. And we're going to construct an arc right there. Not an arc, I'm sorry. Straight line. Okay. Let me get this one a little longer just so we can practice with it. Point C, where the line crosses. Point B, same distance, remember that. There we are. And now we've got two cross sections. Don't forget to set your point. Set your point. That's going to make a heck of a lot easier to, that way you're not guessing at where the center of your intersections are. Right there where they cross, we're either going to call that CP or CL, center line, whatever you want to call. And then we're going to set the point. That's the center of your circle right there. You can double check it. And it should cross through all three sections. And there, my friends, is how to find the center of a circle. Practice with this one. Let's see how that one works out. Good luck. Alright, let's solve problem number 15. We're going to draw an elliptical shape, an ellipse, using points A, B, and C and D. These are given points on your paper, okay? Now, we do have 16 and 17, but those are orthographic projection views. We've talked about those extensively in class. You're on your own for these last two problems, okay? These are pretty much drafting constructions that we're going to work on, so the last two are on you, people. So let's work this problem here. I want you to make a line from C to B. C to B. Just like that. And if you pass it, that's fine. That's no big issue there. Then I want you to set your compass from C to the center line. Let's go ahead and call the center line A, B, C, D, and we're going to call that one E, center line. So we're going to take our compass and we're going to set it to C to E. C to E. And from that center line, we're going to come out here. Set your point to E, and we're going to set this line right over here. We're going to call that one F. Okay? Now you see, sorry, let the camera focus there. You see 2 points here, B and F. Set your compass to those 2 points. Set your compass from B to F. Pretty much right there. I'm on it. And I'm going to transfer that, and I'm going to mark that off from C. The CB line, I'm going to mark that off. And we're going to call that, we're going to set that point right there, and we're going to call that one G. Okay? And we want to bisect the line from G to B. G to B. That's what we're going to bisect. So we bisected enough things here to know how to do that. Get about just a little bit halfway point, and we're going to set a mark over here and over here somewhere. And remember, from point G, so we're going to set our compass same distance at point G. And come on, Bubba. And we're going to set our, well, it just so happens it crossed right there, which that works okay, I guess. And we're going to set our points. We're going to go right where it crosses, and we're going to make a nice long line here. And if you'll notice right here, we cross the horizontal axis at this point and at this point. Okay. If G, so we're gonna GH, so we're gonna call this one H, and we're gonna call this one I. Okay. Then we're gonna take our compass. It works the best. It works the best. And we're gonna set our compass to H, where it crosses there. Right there where it crosses, and we're going to transfer that over on the horizontal axis, and we're going to come over here. Now this one, for our purposes, is going to stay H. We're going to leave that at H. You can remark it if you want to, maybe H with parentheses, whatever. Then we're going to take our compass and mark from E, which is our center line, and now we got to transfer this I right there where it crosses, maybe a little bit shorter there. Right there where it crosses, and we're going to transfer that to the upper side of our vertical axis. And we're going to mark that as I as well, okay? And we can do that in parentheses. Now what we've created is 4 points along the inside here. And so we want to do a V. We're going to take our point right here that we made, cross H on this side. See how we got this one's a little bit involved. Take your time. So we got a V, and then we want to do an inverted V. So we want to do a V going the other section. So we're going to take our our I in parentheses, and we're going to cross that same hash mark in the middle. Just like so. And we're going to cross the H in parentheses on the horizontal axis there. And there we have it. So now we're looking at 4 points. Don't let all this confuse you, man. We got the points set. So now we want to use I as our pivot point, but we're going to set it to C. I to C. Sorry about that. And we want to draw an axis or an arc to where it intersects those lines. Same distance, we're going to set it from I all the way to D, and we're going to make the same mark on the opposite side. So we've got the top part of our elliptical shape. Now if we did our math right, let's see how it checks out. This one's the toughest one of all of them. Kind of the funnest one if you want to know the truth. Set your point at point H in parentheses, and we want to match that line that we just came across. Actually, you want to go to H to A. That's what you really want to do, because that's the end of our elliptical shape. It should be the same distance here. And there, my friends, is your elliptical shape. You can transfer that over to a piece of pipe, a tank, flat plate, whatever you need for an elliptical shape. This one's going to be the toughest one. Good luck, guys. See if we can get this one done. Y'all take care.